Hi, Mark Mooney here again, and welcome to another Fast at 50 video, if you like, another chapter in my diary as I approach this area of being fast at 50. And you're probably sitting there thinking, Mark, what's going on? You know, why the posing vest? You know, why the woolly hat? What's going on here? Well, first of all, let me explain that it's Sunday again. It's just looking at the calendar. It's the 18th of October, and today I would have been speaking today about my 18-mile run, but unfortunately, I didn't actually achieve 18 miles today. In fact, I didn't actually achieve any miles today as far as running goes. Because last week, after, I felt great last week. I mean, you've seen the video, perhaps you've seen the video. Felt great last week. And on Monday, I normally go to the gym on Mondays. Okay, I go to the gym on Mondays to do my treadmill, speed training, do my cardiovascular stuff, do a little bit of weight training. It's still partly, you know, that's part of my makeup. I like doing weight training, but not as much as some of the guys I see in there who are, you know, a lot meatier than me. But let me come on to that. I'll elaborate on that. But what happened on Monday was I went on I did a bit of rowing first on the rowing machine and felt okay. Then I went onto the treadmill, and I did about 3 or 4 paces, and then I received this. Oh, it was horrendous. It was this pain at the back of my shin here and my Achilles tendon, which was so it was so excruciating. I couldn't actually put my foot on the floor. It was so painful, and it was. I thought, what's going on here? You know, I didn't feel any particular tearing or anything like that. So obviously I couldn't do anything. I couldn't run. I couldn't really do anything at all. So during the course of the week, I thought, well, it'll be okay by Sunday. It'll be great. You know, it'll have eased off by then. You know, I'll run it off. You know, as I used to say back in the days, and those people who ex-servicemen who know that's what we used to say. I'll run it off. You know, I've got a pain, my knees are aching. I'll just run it off. But you know, I'm a bit wiser now. I thought, well, I can't actually run this off. This is not one of those things I can run off. Tried the ice, tried everything, you know, got my wife to massage it for about 3 hours. But still, it's still there. It's today, it's still really painful. So this morning I thought, right, don't feel sorry for yourself, you know, do something, the type of training I used to do a few years ago was obviously circuit training, a bit of weight training. So I set my little circuit up here in the garden and went for it, you know, did my circuit training, got my heart rate going, got my pulse racing, just to keep into it. And the reason I've got the vest on, or kept the vest on this morning for this video, is part of the reason why people train, if you like, or one of the reasons why I train, is I want to feel good, and part of feeling good is obviously, you know, looking good. I want to look good. I want to look at myself in the mirror and say, yeah, it's working. You know, I've lost some weight. Put a bit of meat on the old bones there, and really that's the message I'm hopefully putting across this morning. It's not it's not just about hitting the road and running. It's about how you feel. Okay, it's about how you feel personally, how you feel inside. But what I want to go on to say is almost 25 years ago now, I was well into bodybuilding. I thought I was going to be the next, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wanted to be a bodybuilder. You know, I got seduced by that world of bodybuilding because at the time, back in the early 80s, very early 80s, I don't know if you remember this. If you were around then, you may remember. Certainly if you're into bodybuilding, you will know that it was when Arnold Schwarzenegger came back on the scene, having been away from competitive bodybuilding for over 5 years. He came back mainly through making the film Conan the Barbarian. Because he was making that film, he had to obviously keep in good shape and had to have that physique. So he entered the competition. He entered the Mr. Olympia competition, which he'd won previously for 5 consecutive years, and he won it again. You know, he just blew them all away, and people were a bit upset at the fact that he can be away from bodybuilding for 5 years and just win the competition like that. You know, what is it that gives people that, if you like, how do people get to do that? Well, obviously, the way they get to do it is that they're very, very self-motivated. And that's partly what I'm saying here. That's partly the message that I'm hopefully getting across to you, is that to keep this up, to train for a marathon or to train for any big event, you've got to keep up the momentum. You've got to have the dedication. It's very easy. It would have been really easy for me today to say, oh, I've got this Achilles problem. I'm not going to do anything again today. I'm just going to rest. I feel personally that if I rest for too long, I'll just become stagnant. And, you know, if that's it, that's going to be the slipping down the slippery slope again, you know, the point where you make it too difficult for yourself to get back into it. So that's part of it. That's the reason for the, you know, why I'm dressed like this today, you know, the vest and everything else. But one of the things that came back to me, and the reason I'm smiling about this, what came back to me was back in the 80s, back in that time when I was, you know, doing this weight training stuff, a friend of mine said, what's the point? What can you do with it? You know, you've got all this muscle, and what can you actually do with it? And at the time, I didn't really think too much about what he was saying, but I've thought about that over the years, and certainly now, you know, I think, what can I do with it? Well, now I know what I can do with it, what I can do with it. And it's not the fact that what can I do with the fact that I've got big arms or big shoulders. It's the fact that what can I do with this this physique that I have, this the way I feel, the motivation. What can I do with it? That's what is going through my mind now. What can I do with it? And what I can do, obviously, I can run events like the London Marathon and the Great North Run and other, you know, challenging events and raise money for charity. That's what I can do with it. But the other thing I can do is I can put myself in front of a camera like I'm doing now. And, you know, some of you it depends how you take this. You know, some of you may be cringing and saying, what's this guy on? You know, he's a Looney Tune. But I believe what I can do with it is hopefully help people to see that they can do something themselves. You know, I am almost 3 months, in fact, exactly to the day. It's the 18th of October today. On the 18th of January, I'll be 50. You know, I will be 50. So, you know, send me a card. But I'll be 50. And although it's no great, you know, it's not a great thing, if you like, that I'm running the London Marathon at the age of 50. You know, there are people running the London Marathon, you know, in the 70s, you know, so perhaps in their 80s, I don't know. There might be people who are running it a lot older than that. But it's not that. It's you. It's you who are sitting there who's thinking, yeah, I should be doing something, you know, I can do this. There's nothing wrong with me mentally. There's nothing really wrong with me physically. It's just the fact that I've got to get fit. And that's it. If you can get yourself fit, get yourself to a level of fitness and continue that and continue to motivate yourself. And as I've said, that's the hidden message in today's video. It's about motivating yourself. It's about putting your vest on and saying, yes, I feel great. I feel fantastic. I can do this. And I feel good about myself. That's the message today. It's about feeling good about yourself and about what you're doing personally. Okay? Yes, this is it. This is my personal video. This is for me to, you know, to play back and think, yeah, why not? You know, why not? Why not feel good about yourself? Why not have this vanity, what a lot of people think that bodybuilders do it for vanity? That's partly true. It is partly true. But what is vanity? You know, what is vanity? Think about that. Think about what vanity means. Think about, you know, what's going on in people's minds when we interpret that they are vain, that they are, you know, suffering from this self-illusion syndrome, if you like. For me, that's all good stuff. That's all great stuff. But if you can then turn that around and do something for someone